stars are being reignited, and we've seen recently the yoga club starting. That's a sign that the rejuvenation of the club is starting. And symbolically, Shane and Mark recently put a solar panel on the front gate there, so you're going to see the lights actually illuminated at the club, welcoming people in. So 1926, 11 stars, lots of history. Today, we actually have 520 memberships. 520 memberships. Of those 520, about 200 have been members for more than 10 years. And Patrick, you're here tonight, and I don't know how long you've been a member, but it must be nearly 40 years, and it's great to see you here tonight. What that tells me is that we have got a lot of loyal supporters that we need to recognise and provide services for those individuals. And I hope that the year ahead will continue to do that for you. We have got, believe it or not, 520. That equates to about 1,100 members when you add up the kids, the children, the couples and the singles. That's an awful lot of people that we need to look after and provide for. Typically, membership provides $250,000 a year. And Nigel, your question on the financials, focused on membership, is spot on. And you will see more visibility on how much money we're going to raise through membership. $80,000 of income comes from the caterer, and we have a partner that's just signed up for a long-term contract. So for that one contract, we get typically $80,000 to complement the $250,000 to give us a total expenditure for the year. And out of that comes expenses, and anything left over, we're going to invest back into the club and CapEx. At the end of the year, unfortunately, we always have almost zero left, right? That's just the way it is. We don't ever have a profit. We try to spend what we use and invest back in the club. We have 6 tennis courts and 1 tennis cabana. And the tennis cabana is old and tired, and we're going to try and do some capital works around decking. And we're going to be coming at the tennis committee and the tennis coordinators and the people who play tennis to come and help us. We've got one very good tennis coach in the form of Evo. And behind Evo, as Alison said, we've got a big band of people helping him. And we're going to continue to work on that. Evo, you have to be applauded for recruiting 2 young local people as your assistants. And we need to invest in them as well for sustainability. We'll be doing that. You came to this club with 23 people being coached. You've now got 140 and plans to bring it up to 170. Excellent. We own 14 small yachts. We own 3 safety boats. We added 1 safety boat this year to cater for growth in the yacht club. We've got 89 sailors in this last year that went through a recognised Yachting Australia course, and we're going to try and beat that number this year. We're also going to focus on adults, not just kids. We've got 30 motorboats stored in the shop, in the motorboat shed, and I use the word stored. They're put down there and forgotten about. We're going to try and get them out and use them. We've also got kayaks and canoes. We're hoping to do a little bit more around that area. We haven't got a golf course, but we've got a golf club. We don't sometimes forget about that. We've got a bridge club, and we've got a yoga club, and there's plans for other things coming, but I'm not going to tell you about that at the moment. We've got 3 beach boxes and 3 barbecues. We've got 1 main security gate, but lots of ways to get into the club. And one of the big problems we have is that non-members come in without authority, and that causes a bit of erosion of our valued membership. So we're going to have a look at trying to tighten up that and make membership a privilege. We've got 1 full-time admin and development manager. We haven't spoken about that too much tonight, but we're going to add the word development to that role and try and use that role for growth as well as day-to-day operations of the club. And we see that going forward, there'll probably need for ad hoc part-time support ongoing. And we've got 7 catering staff that help us out in the club, Lisa and our team, and John. 150 people is the maximum number of people allowed in this venue, but so often you come down here and there's less than 20, and I can't understand it. It's for various reasons, so we're going to try and have a look at that and make either the events more value for money or variety, or actually really work on the marketing to make it work harder. However, on saying that, and this is not necessarily a negative story on the members, because sometimes we more than fill the club, but one area that has been a success is the non-member use. And the non-member use drives that $80,000. So the more non-member use we get, the more money we can spend on our members. But if you look at the calendar, the 20th of April 2013 is the first Saturday that this club is not booked for a wedding or a wake or a private function. And all credit to the caterers for working on that and telling that pretty impressive show. It does, however, means we can't use the club on a Saturday, which we recognise. 100 plus sunsets and 100 plus social events. This is the hub. Everybody comes in here to watch the sunset. And we recognise the privileged position we have, and we'll continue to have social events in here around the activities like tennis and yachting and everything else. Overall, I think this club is one big opportunity, and I'm quite excited to be part of it going forward. Charlotte. I wanted to spend a moment talking about the role of the presidency, and I just want to say how privileged and proud I am to accept the position for the next year. I didn't realise when I put my hand up that we actually have a family connection, and John W. McCormack's is a legal company that wrote the Articles of Association for this club. He also worked with Sir Walter Burley Griffiths to set up the lots for the Ranelagh estate, and my wife's grandfather was his partner. So I think it's just fantastic. When you look at the people that's been at the club, from Thomas Blaney in the top there, that was the president for the first 5 years, Mr. Mames, we have a very special club that has a lot of history. And Mary Mahone wrote the history of the club. We've had numerous activities in this club that's given us a tradition, and I and the committee hopefully ain't going to do too much to challenge the tradition and keep this place the way it is. But on saying that, we do need to change, and we need to embrace young people and Facebook and everything else. And I look forward to putting as much passion into this role and bringing back pride and privilege and all those kind of good things back into the role. But at the end of the day, it's not just about me, Charlotte. It's about our committee, and it's not about us being leaders, it's about working together. And I just want to take a moment. Our committee, and it's not about us being leaders, it's about working together. And I just want to take a moment to talk about some departures. We mentioned them earlier on. Ian, 8 years and 3 years as president, tremendous effort. Alison, 6 years, tremendous effort. And John Wimmis, who's not here with us tonight, the other Alison, who unfortunately is always going to be known as the lady that did the toilet, and John Wimmis, who's Mr. Slipway to me. I'd like you all to come up and just expect small gifts on behalf of all the members to appreciate all the emails I've sent you, all the phone calls and all the effort you've put in over the years. So thank you very much. John Wimmis is not here tonight, but I'm one of his favourite. That means I can kiss you. And Alex, the returning officer. We'd like to thank you for coming on at short notice. Under very dubious circumstances, you pulled it together. Thank you very much. Look forward to you next year. Go back, Charlotte. Returning faces. Jade's been with us not too long, so you're going to get to know him. And tonight, unfortunately, Chris and Derek are not here. So I'd just like to say thank you to those that are not here, and for Jade for having faith to come back and give it another crack. And I think Ian summed it up beautifully the other night. He said, "Where have you been?" because the effort you in particular, and I can talk about you because the other two are not here, but the effort you've put in particular is exceptional, and I look forward to continuing on. So thank you. And I would like to welcome some new faces. And we've got Darren, David, Anastasia, and John. Some of them you recognise from life and here at the club, others are new, and personally I look forward to getting to know you better and having a bit of fun and working at the club. I am convinced that with the skills we've now assembled, that we can achieve great things and execute as a pretty good team. And I honestly believe that we're entering a new era of development and rejuvenation here at the club. I use the phrase not just surviving, but actually thriving. And I really do mean that from a personal point of view. I just see much potential. And I like to think that us as a committee, we don't have frustrations and inefficiencies. We want to be super efficient, functional, and have a bit of fun as well, because it is hard work. So that would be my wish to you as we start. And I thought that I'd summarise basically by saying what I think we're going to do as a team, and this is subject to change, but I see three things we're going to do. We're going to get together and actually write a strategic plan for this club. You heard earlier that we've got one for the yachts, but we haven't got one for the club. And that's a function of the fact that every committee comes in for a year and then they go. What we want to do is establish a little bit of a plan that provides continuity to the others and provides, or meets that growth aspirations that we see. I think the other thing that's strategically important is the use of partners. And we've got a caterer that's been with us a long time now. And we need to work on a strategy, not us and you, but together on working in this club. And Eva, I use you as a partner as well, so I look forward to building on that. Operationally, make no bones of this, we've got some big challenges here. Half the committee's gone, we've lost Carol, Bernadette's departed. So we're in a bit of a bind at the moment, so we're going to focus in the next month on key immediate issues. We're going to get into some operational improvements. We're going to have a crack at maintenance and tidy the place up. My grandfather's 83 years old, and he came down here the other day to book his 50th wedding anniversary. He came in the gates and he used the words old, tired and bland on the facilities. And he said, get the paintbrush out. I think we'll do that, but we'll maybe do it a little bit more. Then CapEx projects. I really think we're going to do a few of them. And I've used the phrase many with member contribution. And that could be money, time or effort, but I'm hoping to do more projects that are cash neutral to the club, where people come down and meet their fellow member and get after a few things. And that really drives the last one. To me, it's not about paper strategies, it's not about money and how much you can do, it's empowerment of people. And you guys have come out tonight, tremendous, and thank you. We need to work the people angle and get people to come down here because they want to. And that may be just having a cup of coffee and going home, or coming down and having a 5-star meal. But finding reasons to come down is super important. To use the place to participate and support. So we ain't going to solve the problems. We'll put in energy and we'll do it, but it's not about the committee, it's about the next page. Charlotte? It's about people, and 1,100 is a pretty good base to start with. 520, of which we know 200 at least are loyal. We have got so much capacity to get after stuff, and be it yachting or tennis or celebrating 90-year-old birthday parties. And Carol and Bernadette, you know, your members as well as past employees and future, we've got a great capacity to get after stuff. And really that's all I wanted to say, that we as a committee are going to do the people value thing and try and bring you back here more often to enjoy the sunsets. Last slide. It's a great logo, I believe it. It is more than a club, it is a lifestyle, and I look forward to talking to you in the year ahead. And I leave you with a thought that if there's anything you see you want done, talk to any one of us. Don't be distant, don't send an email. Give us a few of your ideas and let's see what we can create in the next year. Well done, Lawrence.